Is there a difference between the Sukuna fingers that were created by Kinjaku versus the ones created by Sukuna himself? Let's talk about it, but spoilers beware. Okay, so now that we're past the spoiler warning, I'm talking about the difference between the original Sukuna fingers and the single finger that Sukuna created in order to shift to Megumi. And shout out to CM who asked me about this today, and specifically, he wanted to know if this made a difference in Sukuna's strength or cursed energy levels when he transferred to Megumi, considering it was only one finger compared to the original 20 that had been created. Alright, so let me give a quick rundown to start things off. And the 20 original Sukuna fingers were created because of Kinjaku. He and Sukuna struck some sort of binding vow deal in the past, wherein Kinjaku showed Sukuna the process of turning yourself into a cursed object, in return for Sukuna assisting Kinjaku in accomplishing the merger and protecting him, etc., right? And the reason they did 20 fingers, in my opinion, was so that they could cast the widest net in terms of finding Sukuna a potential vessel down the road, because he is so powerful and finding a suitable vessel for him is so rare. You have a better chance if you've got 20 applications floating out there as opposed to one. Also, the fact that Sukuna has such an insane amount of cursed energy probably allowed him to create more cursed objects compared to, one of the other Culling Games sorcerers. And of course, he also has 4 hands, which means he has 20 fingers. But again, I think the primary reason for so many cursed objects back then was to find a vessel as quickly as possible. This makes sense to me because, we know Sukuna vessels are so rare that Kinjaku eventually takes matters into his own hands. Okay, so now when Sukuna emulates this and becomes a cursed object once again, we know that he only becomes one finger, his pinky finger, which he then feeds to Megumi, right? So the reason he only became one finger here is because there was no gamble of trying to find a vessel and just trying to traverse time, right? This was just a body swap. That was the entire purpose of it. He didn't need to make more than one. And so what he did here is he channeled all of his total cursed energy into this finger. So this finger is equivalent to actually 15 Sukuna cursed fingers, or actually 16 as we would come to find out, since Yuji was born with a finger inside of him. So to circle back to CM's original question, no, it didn't make a difference that it was only one finger versus the 16 that Yuji actually represented, nor did it matter that it wasn't an original finger. That finger represented the sum total of Sukuna's strength that existed within Yuji and brought it over to Megumi. But don't forget that there are still 4 other fingers out in the world, so this wasn't a full power Sukuna because he would still need to go reclaim those.